and welcome to the Centurion's Corner, and today we are unboxing the X-Men Marvel Legends free pack. This actually came out a pretty long time ago, to be honest, but I've always wanted this Captain Britain in the side here, and this is the only decent way you can get him, and it was in this free pack, and it always retailed about £60. But lo and behold, I think Game at the moment are selling it for about £24.99, and I picked this up from Star Action Figures for £28. And yeah, you can't go wrong with it, because I just purely want this guy, and these guys I guess are a bonus. I really don't know anything about this Marvel's Meggen, and obviously Shadowcat is Kitty Pryde. So yeah, looking really nice here. We've got extra hands, got an extra sword here, an extra head, and the little Pokemon dragon on the side up here as well. On the side, we've actually got some sort of like pictures of these kind of like old trading cards. Exactly the same on this side. And rolling it around to the back, we've actually got trading cards with the pictures and with the backs with their bios as well. So I guess without further ado, let's crack these bad three open. So obviously the actual open window didn't really hold much to the imagination, but we can actually see the full Captain Britain here. So I'll start from left to right for our first impressions. And, this one does intrigue me, because obviously we've got lots of hair on here, and I really need to read up on her, see what it's like. But that sculpt is really nice, and I guess it's probably an old body on there. But yeah, she's looking pretty cool. And then we'll look at the Hero Resistance himself. Captain Britain looks really cool. Grab him out. Sorry about the plastic sounds, but yeah, he looks really cool. Just really like that sculpt, and the size of him as well looks pretty cool. All the way down. And then the last name into this is Kitty Pryde on here. And yeah, again, really nice face sculpt as well. And I like these sort of sculpted arms as well, where they're sort of like all baggy. So we're going to go away, take the pictures, and we'll see. Been away, we've taken their pictures, and what can I say about this free pack? Well, initially I have gone out my way to actually buy this free pack, as I said, for Captain Britain here. He is really good, and he literally carries this pack. There was no way I would pay full price for these, especially with these other two figures, although Shadowcat Kitty Pryde has kind of sort of grown on me slightly. But we'll start this review off, we'll go through with Meggen. I must admit, I don't really know much about these three figures. I know obviously Captain Britain, but his powers always seem to change over time. I always kind of remember him having like these special buttons, and I know he was given sort of like the powers by Merlin and stuff like that, but I never actually read a Captain Britain sort of comic, because I always kind of tried and always found them a little bit boring. But I do love the character. Obviously being British, he looks great. Kitty Pryde, yeah, we've seen her in X-Men. She's Shadowcat kind of alias here, not looking too bad. But Marvel Meggen, I've never even heard of this one at all. I kind of thought she might be a shapeshifter. I looked up on Wikipedia. Yes, she is, but she also can sort of like absorb other people's powers, talk to nature as well. And a few other little things. It was literally a really long quite a few paragraphs to try and explain the character that I was not interested in, so I was kind of like losing the will to live. But yeah, we'll start off with this one, as she comes with the least accessories as well, and she just literally comes with these kind of closed fists on here, not looking too bad, flesh coloured with the little triangle on there, and then she comes with two of those just on there on the peg system. She comes with these nice open palms, but really she really sucks in sort of like articulation wise, and as you can see, that is literally this hair piece. She doesn't actually rotate her head, it's the actual peg inside is twisting because the actual thing is so large. I've even tried to pull off the head, but it just sort of like, just feels like the ball joint is just sort of situated just in there, and yeah, it just always feels like it's pushing the joint off in the neck. Unfortunately, arm wise, got full rotation, and it can come up to this far. We've got an elbow bend as well, single, up to 90 rotation, and on the hinge at the wrist here. Diaphragm, well, just under the breast there, we've got a little slight turned, but nothing a lot. She don't even crunch, and she can't even go back either. It's like really rigid here as well. Leg wise, come up this far, forward, back, upper thigh rotation. We've got a double knee down here as well, which doesn't come up all the way, and a rocker and a pivot at the ankle. And she is a nightmare to pose as well. She's always knocking the other ones over. So this one is literally going to go into the fodder box for me. But the face is actually done really nicely. She's actually got these like pointy ears as well. Really glossy, kind of nice green eyes with the smile. Great flesh tone as well. And the hair looks like a really great sculpt as well. Really nice colouring on there. The rest of the figure, like the green, kind of just looks a bit sort of bland. You can see the different colours in sort of like gloss and matte as well as it goes through the figure, which makes it even look even cheaper as it goes through. And even when you see these pegs on here, which is green, and then on these bits up here it's flesh, but when you pull it up you've got the flesh bit sticking through underneath. Good job she hasn't got hairy armpits. So that is that one. And then next we can actually look at Kitty Pryde, and she comes with just the extra accessories. She comes with 2 closed fists on this one as well, and then she also comes with her little dragon, or alien dragon. Is it Lockheed, I think? All I know is a couple of things from her in the comics. She was never really that big when I used to read them and stuff like that, but she always has this little pet dragon, and he looks pretty cool. He's got quite a nice sort of like texture on there. It's not just plain. You can see all the wings and stuff as well. He's got all the veins and stuff with those nice little goldy eyes. Also painted on there. They're not too like blotchy or anything, so something for that small is actually pretty good. Looking at the actual figure itself, she's a better articulated figure, and I think she just looks better as well. So head wise, she can turn left and she can turn right. Arm wise, full rotation around, and it comes up to quite high actually, about to there. We've got full rotation at the elbow, and she has an elbow joint as well, up to single, but I do find these quite stiff at times. Rotation at the wrist, and it's also on a hinge. She's got a diaphragm swivel just left and right. She can crunch a slight forward and more backwards as well. Legs can come up this far, forward, back, upper thigh rotation. We've got a double knee as well. We've got a boot cut, and we've got a rocker and a pivot at the ankle. So yeah, she has actually more articulation than Meggen. But even the overall look as well, I think on this one, she's actually got a really nice face. I think it's done really well. It's kind of like, sort of, I suppose, quite cute really, you know, with the lips and the slight smile in there, with the face sculpt and the hair coming over the top as well. It does hinder the articulation in the neck, obviously, because obviously it's long hair, but it's pretty good. I quite like the top as well, with all this sort of baggy sleeves and stuff, which is good. The belt, however, is really kind of really loose, so it's always moving around. And the legs are just plain blue and dark blue. So again, really sort of for the details on there, there's not really much going for her, but she is a keeper for me. So looking at the last one, we go to Captain Britain, and he comes with a few accessories as well. So he also has removable hands, and these are his alternative hands, which are fisty punchy ones. Large big fists as well for this guy. He also has a alternative head with him with a big beard, and I'm not too sure, I think this is like the Excalibur. I remember like there was like a Captain Britain corpse, which is like loads of Captain Britain's around on the multiverse, so I'm not too sure if that is part of it. Let me know in the comments down below if you are more of a fan, and you can let me know in your own words. But yeah, really like the sculpt on this guy, looks really cool. I do like the beard as well, looks great. The peg system on the actual head as well, it's really quite stiff to actually put it into the neck joint on there. Looking at the last one, it comes with Excalibur as well, this nice big beautiful sword. I do love a big broadsword, and then it's all done in silver with the black grip. You can hold it pretty cool. We've got all that extra detail in there in that sword. You can actually hold it with 2 hands as well, so you can get some nice sort of like ready poses and stuff, so which is quite good. And we can take that out and we can go through this guy's articulation. Articulation wise, he is head left, he can go right, he can look down quite far, and he can look right up as well. Full rotation at the arm, and it comes up to this far. Rotation here at the upper bicep as well, and he's got double jointed arms, but you only can get to this far because of the glove. Rotation and a hinge at the wrist as well. Diaphragm, he actually has a crunch that comes all the way down, and he gets no belly fat coming out of here, and it goes right back as well. Rotation around at the waist. Legs can come up this far, forward, back, upper thigh rotation. You've got in there, you've got a double knee joint as well that comes up to this far, and then you've got the boot cut and a rocker and a pivot at the ankle. I would say though his hips down here are quite loose, so when you're putting him down they kind of do that Darth Vader spread as you're putting him down, which is a little bit unfortunate as well. And overall, the look of the figure, yeah, he looks great. Really, really, really cool. Nice masculine kind of face on there as well. Down over his body, got the nice Union Jack, and then just that bright white all the way down. I really like the way they've done the knees as well. Instead of like them sort of just being glued down, these bits are actually over like the knee covers to give off the top of the cuff of the boot, which is really nice. And then the rest is all dark blue. Round on the back, just a simple band, and then with his muscles on there. I would love a bit of a butterfly joint in there. It kind of looks like we have. All I had to do was kind of cut those bits out, but we haven't, unfortunately. But yeah, he's definitely the pure resistance of the box for me, that's for sure. So standing him up, we can actually bring in some other captains as well. So we have got Captain Peggy Carter. There goes her shield, but she never really holds it well, and I'll be surprised if she actually stands. Oh, she is. Well done. And then also I did do Agent Carter Clone Trooper one time, and then we got St. George Clone Trooper as well. So we've got quite a few nice Captain Britons on the shelf. I'm not biased at all, so with that we can actually bring in Captain America as well for our United Nations. So thank you all so much for joining me on this one. Let me know in the comments down below, did you pick this up for all three, or was it just purely for Captain Britain, or are you interested now that the price has dropped down? Let me know in the comments down below. You can subscribe, ding the bell, follow me on Instagram where you'll be seeing more pictures of these guys for sure, and stay tuned. See you next time. Take care. Bye.